in homeless people.
Yeah, the Bay Area, the UN report calls Bay Area homeless crisis human rights violation. Let me share this. Jesse, if you start talking about an article, throw share up. That's what we should do. It's back and forth. We need to keep the viewer occupied. We need to keep the drug going straight to their brain.
Mainlining it. I don't have anything other than this article, so.
In January, so a lady that basically is a journalist. I'll get to her name. Farha. It's her last name.
Leilani Farha.
Yeah, she is a journalist of some sort, and she has went and studied different homeless populations like Mexico City, Santiago, Belgrade, says here, Mumbai, Lisbon, Buenos Aires, Delhi, and she was blown away at what she saw in Oakland. In January, she visited Oakland and San Fran as part of a fact-finding mission about housing and expressed shock and horror at the living conditions of homeless residents in one of the wealthiest societies in the world. Last week at the UN General Assembly in New York, Farha presented her findings in a report titled On Adequate Housing as a Component of the Right to an Adequate Standard of Living, which made special mention of the Bay Area's cruel and inhuman treatment of the homeless. Farha's presentation made only a few direct references to the Bay Area in the same breath as cities like Belgrade, Mumbai, Lisbon, Buenos Aires, Delhi, Mexico City, and Santiago, where she visited overcrowded shacks, damp abandoned buildings, unrecognized settlements, half-demolished homes, and even entire neighborhoods where residents live in complete darkness during the daytime.
That's dark. That's dark.
Yeah, and it's happening right there. And that's someone who studies it. Like this, I see this. It's not on its way, it's there. The report.
But this article is from 2018 too, so it's even worse now.
Exactly. The report recounted experiences in various impoverished communities around the world, including violent mass evictions, garbage piles, and teeming rodent populations. Violent mass evictions. Farha singles out Bay Area's homeless camps and city policies surrounding them for what she alleges amount to human rights violations. Quote, attempting to discourage residents from remaining in informal settlements or encampments by denying access to water, sanitation, and health services and other basic necessities, as has been witnessed by the special rapporteur in San Francisco and Oakland, constitutes cruel and inhuman treatment and is a violation of multiple human rights, including the rights to life, housing, health, and water and sanitation. The right to a secure home is a universal right under intentional human rights law. Lack of security of tenure can never justify forced evictions of those residing in informal settlements. Dude, how insane is this?
And it's worse now in one of the richest cities in the United States.
This keeps triggering a word, 2 words, American exceptionalism. You familiar with that term?
Break it down for me.
I've heard it from Abby Martin and Robbie Martin the most, mostly Abby Martin, but I'm sure it's a technical term. If not, then she made it up, but
I've heard it before.
Yeah, it's where you just think America is exceptionally better.
Yeah.
You know, like a good example that he talks about a lot, Robbie Martin, is people are always talking anti-China. China monitors their citizens. They pump propaganda into movies. They control information. They do all this stuff. China, China, China. And like America does the exact same thing. And just they don't see it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sneakier. Like we're just sneakier about it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's this narrative. It's not that we're sneaky about it because we know America does it because we pay attention, right?
It's not as overt as China, though. Let's be.
We're doing what I'm saying is we're doing that. We are China, but American exceptionalism is where China, and then we're in America like we don't do that. Because everyone's worried about China, but they're not worried about Google and Facebook here in the States and the elections. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what this is. You bring them this because this homelessness.
We don't have we look at third world countries like, oh God, look at these, look at how these countries treat their people, right? And we have like the same conditions here.
And what she's saying here is that it's even worse because we make laws According to her, in San Fran and Oakland, let's get to it. The contrast between the Bay Area's regional wealth and the conditions in homeless communities. She noted that there's cruelty here I don't think I've seen. She said of laws that criminalize giving food to the homeless or the mere act of sitting on a sidewalk. You remember all that stuff during the pandemic and then changing benches? Maybe that was just social media, like a Potemkin village. But yeah, it's pretty bad.
And we're just as evil here as they are.
Yeah, and UN expert decries homeless conditions in Bay Area as cruel and unacceptable. So it's a moral in that. And intentional human rights law, Farha said, providing shelter to people who are homeless is the absolute minimum standard for any country, regardless of resources. Farha was struck by the stories she heard of homeless people losing their few possessions in encampment sweeps and laws that criminalize sitting on sidewalks or food sharing. There's a cruelty here that I don't think I've seen. That this is in a second article, but she says some more things. In Mexico City, I visited a low-income settlement that had been moved by the city onto empty land near a railway line. They had no running water. They stole electricity. The camp was noisy and dangerous. She noted that the camp in Mexico is virtually identical to those she visited in Oakland, including the Wood Street and 23rd Avenue encampments.
Fuck.
Yeah. And right behind I don't know if I've talked about this, but behind our house, our property, there's an alley, but we're in like the corner of the neighborhood, butted up against the small overpass. So dead end, the alley, and then a big open thing of grass because it's not more houses, but there's still like the alley road.
Yeah.
Just envision that. And then the grass. And then there's another road. It doesn't connect to my neighborhood, but it connects to the main road. And that road has like houses at the end of it. It's just kind of like a dead area with some houses. And then it fades into gas stations and my weed shop and liquor store, car wash up there. And that road, a RV moved in one day, this trashy RV. And they were living there this summer. And like, every other week, him and the girl would be screaming at each other, just fighting. I could hear him inside my trailer because I live in a trailer on my friend's yard. And that evolved into 2 trailers because I guess he got her one. And then 2 months ago, all that turned into 6 RVs and 3 cars. And I should take pictures. You wouldn't believe the junk that they have strewn out on the sidewalk and the road, dude. It is unbelievable amounts of junk to the point where it racks my brain. If you can function well enough to have all this junk and organize it, direct that energy towards a job and get the fuck out of here.
No shit.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to call the fire department because the guy was out in the sidewalk, which is like 100 yards from me. Dry grass. It's going to set everything on fire. Burning like a tarp, and he was like playing with it with a stick.
My God, dude.
So, and do you know now? Right, and like there's like they're like playing loud music late at night, and I hear the same bass drum pattern. Duh, 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 duh. Da, da, da. I got to turn on fans and get like it's like, dude, respect is free. Like, shut the fuck up. And they're out there, and then they're burning plastic. The other day I was shoveling snow. I had to put on my mask and then I had to tell my wife, like, get inside. We can't be out here. They're like
that
burning.
Is crazy, dude.
Burning their trash. And when I called the fire department and the police, they were like, this is bad. It's happening everywhere. It's happening all over right now. And there's a median like a mile away from my house that in the same time frame has been taken over by 4 or 5 tents, and it's just trash. And there's cars where they park. It's like a dead area behind a bus stop. So people are waiting at the bus stop, and
driving all the homelessness. The economy, housing pricing, lack of housing availability due to rising population. Like, what the fuck is driving it?
You want me to take it a step further and blow your mind right now, dude?
What?
Are you ready, dude?
Sure.
In the alley behind my fence. Like I heard the neighbor's dog barking like crazy at the fence. I was like, let me go outside and make sure nobody's just walking by my fence. And I didn't see anybody, you know, because in my yard, I can see all the RVs and I feel violated because I don't want to be a target. I don't want them to see me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think they have because I'm weirdly disguised. I know my place is here, but even when I drive by, I can't make stuff out. Even though when I'm in the yard, I can see everything. It's really weird. So I don't know if they even ever have seen me yet, dude.
Let's hope not.
But like... So I decide to go walk out of my back gate that goes to the alley. And then I walk up to and I look down the road and I don't see anybody. And then I just look, there's no point to look the other way because it's just immediately a big wall of dirt and it's the overpass, like it's the end.
Yeah.
I turn around, there's a homeless guy getting into his tent and he never saw me. And I sat there staring at him. And I was mind blown. I was like, oh my God. And I just watched him and he never saw me. And I closed the gate and I walked away and I was like, there's a fucking homeless dude living right behind our garage right now.
Literally right there.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a matter of time until this whole grassy patch is just going to get filled with tents.
It's like they're just multiplying. Started with one, now you got 6 RVs, now you got a bunch of shit everywhere. Now the median's taking over up the road. Now you got a homeless guy in your alley.
Yeah, and it's like, it's just crazy. Because American exceptionalism, you think, it's not happening. And then it starts getting bad, but it's like, oh, that's in San Francisco. That's in LA. And then it's like, and
then the cops stop doing shit with crime because they're like, it's just such a big problem. Fuck it, who cares? And then you have crime going up, and then you're living in a third world country in America.
Yeah, and it's literally in my backyard. Like I'm scared when I'm at work because I don't know if they've caught my neighborhood on fire. Like this is legit. Like I gotta get
buy
out.
A compact gun for you and Ford.
That's not going to stop a fire if I'm not home. That's
no, true.
You know what I'm saying? Like these
just in general, dude. Like I don't know. Just worry about your safety.
But the homeless thing, talking about this is real shit. It's getting bad.
Yeah, this was from 2018, and it's getting so bad where it's in every city in the country now.
Yeah, and it's weird because I work with the guy and he talked about dog fighting and how, there's probably a lot where you're from, huh? I was like, why? Just like it happens where there's a lot of poor people. Louisiana. I was like, what? It's like I have a friend that works there. He was telling me about it. It's like poor people dog fighting. And like a couple over time, I like brought the conversation back up and I was like, there's like a lot of dog fighting here, a lot of poverty here. And that's what I'm bringing up is people think like the South is this terrible place. It's like all this shit you say about the South is
better than the rest of the country right now.
Well, hold on. All this shit they say about the South is happening on every fucking street corner here, you dumb fuck. You want to talk about poverty? Look at the homeless here. Let's look at the dog fighting here. And then I asked them, well, what about Michael Vick? Wasn't he rich? He was dog fighting. He was like, yeah, but that's like cultural. It's in their culture. So it has to do with culture, not poverty. So why the fuck did you say that poverty shit? And these are the people that like, not to get on COVID again, but these are the people that are like, get vaxxed, you fucking non-scientific person. Hey, shut the fuck up, you idiot. That's where I'm at now. Like, that's where I'm at now. Because people don't have respect for you if you have those opinions. So fuck them when they start acting like that. But anyway, yeah, that's homeless shit. It's in my backyard, dude. I'll take pictures and I will show you, and you will be.
You should take pictures and then make it your podcast background next episode.
You're not gonna believe what you see, dude. I'm telling you right now. Like when I show you, I'm gonna have to drive by and like video and take stills. I'll have to like work on this because I don't want to walk over there.
Yeah, fuck that. Don't get yourself in harm's way.
To top it off, they added more junk. Can you guess what it is? Probably not. It's a buggy with a really shitty drum set in it.
Oh my God.
And it doesn't even match. It's like they got multiple pieces. Like, dude, get a job and just go get an apartment or something.
Are they trying to play the drums?
I don't know, dude. It's insane. Bikes, like 13 bikes. I think they're just stealing bikes. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. And it's crazy, man. But according to the fire department and the police, it's getting bad right now. They can't do nothing because according to this lady, that's actually a violation of, what was the word?
Human rights.
Simple human rights, immediate human rights. There was a word. Was it just human rights? Intentional human rights.
No. It says in international human rights law. It's just a violation of human rights.
International, not intentional.
It's just a violation of rights, according to her.